And we're live! Welcome, everybody. We are live. My special guest, Lady Muffin Stuff, Winona J. Fox. We're here to be answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. Welcome, everyone, to this show. This is the Love Doctor live stream. I'll just put that in the bottom corner there so people can see it. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We've got a wonderful show. If you want to get your questions in anonymously, the Slido is open. Just go to sli.do or slido.com. Both of them work. The event code is TLD67, and that is actually how you can get your questions asked anonymously. We are all set here. Welcome, Lady Muffin Stuff. This is your very first show with the Love Doctor live stream. I was so glad to have you here. Lady Muffin Stuff, for those who don't know, is an amazing singer, great comedic timing, incredible performer. Of course, Winona J. Fox is above me now, another fantastic performer, burlesque performer, and producers of burlesque shows. And there's me, and I haven't poured a drink yet. That's probably why I'm stumbling over everything.
You never do. We always start. We always start, and you're always like, God, I haven't poured a drink yet. And I'm just like, you know what? You gotta set a little Post-it note for yourself. It's important to have those reminders.
Before you get started on anything, like driving a car, you put your seatbelt on. You should pour your drink before you do anything else.
Exactly. If you're going to do something incredibly dangerous, make sure you drink your alcohol beforehand. That's how it works, right?
No.
Well, no, I mean, it was probably not the right choice of analogy with the seatbelt in the car and the drinking, because I'm definitely anti-drinking and driving. However, I meant to say make a habit of it.
Yes.
Yes. I grew up in a time when police officers, they pulled you over and said, have you been drinking? Yes, officer, I have. Did you have any mix? Yeah, of course I wasn't drinking straight alcohol. All right, then you should be fine. That was the age that I grew up in. Thankfully, things have changed.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive, kids or adults.
Please do not drink and drive. Please drink responsibly. Plan ahead of time. For those of you who are in Montreal, I can see people are logging in. Say hello, say where you're watching from. If you're in Montreal, there's a good public transit system, which is good at getting people home safe. Just another reminder as to that is slido.com. TLD67 is the event code, so you can ask your questions in advance, and we'll be able to answer all the questions you have. Let's see, do I have any? Yes, we already have a question in the queue. So, Lady Muffin Stuff's first. What? Actually, before I bring it on, should we start with Winona in the hot seat to answer the question first?
Yes.
All right. You
want me to be the sacrificial lamb for our new guest? I understand. I'm willing to take that position.
I want to see how it's done.
The first question we have here is, hey, Doc, ladies, you're looking lovely tonight. What do you think about age gaps in relationships? How big of a gap is too big? So that is the question, Winona.
Wow, it is fortuitous timing that I get this question, because I have been known to lust after men and women, and frankly anyone who is at least twice my age. I'm in my 20s, and I will fully pursue someone in their 30s or 40s, unabashedly, with no shame. I personally don't think too much of an age gap exists as long as you are a consenting adult, preferably in your 20s. If you're a young teenager who's just turned 17 or 18, 19, whatever the age of consent is, perhaps you need a little more time and experience dating your other people. But you know what? If you're a consenting adult, pursue who the fuck you want to pursue. I don't care. If they make you happy, if the relationship is happy and healthy and non-toxic, you're good. Just make sure you catch up on each other's references, because you will not understand the jokes that they make. Really make an effort on that part.
Yeah.
So this is my time to make a Barney Miller reference. All right.
And I see, the Love Doctor and I aren't even in a relationship, and I still need to ask him to clarify his references, because I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But we're still friends.
Right. So I am actually in the age bracket of the people you would be lusting after. And I'm often solicited by the younger peoples who I think are fantastic. My opinion on that is there's no issue with age gap. However, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking to enjoy yourself socially, physically, again, consenting adults, as long as there's not inequality of power in the balance, you made allusions to that. However, for me personally, when it came to looking for relationships, I found it was necessary for me to find someone who's like maybe in the same path, who may not be moving to another city to develop their career. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is. It's Winona, both of you mentioned, as long as everybody's consenting adults, it should be fine. I've recently learned, though, everyone has always heard about the older woman's name being a term being a cougar. I heard that the male term is a panther. I don't know if anyone wants to verify that with me, but it felt like it was a very loaded phrase.
I think it's
a
Clooney.
A Clooney.
A Clooney. A Clooney is a good term,
right?
As well.
There's really no name for it because it's been going on forever.
True. There was.
Yeah,
there's a term of a hotter older man is a silver fox, which I hoped I would have aged into, but I'm more of a copper capybara.
I just looked it up, and it's a even stupider word.
Oh no!
What's the word?
The word, according to dictionary.com, is a manther.
A manther. All right.
Manther.
So it is based off of panther, at least.
Yes.
It's there's the old saying of half your age plus 7.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Isn't that the conversion from imperial to metric?
That would be better. That would frankly be so much better.
Because, like, if you're Celsius to Fahrenheit, I think that's how it works.
Yes, I agree.
To contradict you, love doctor.
Feel free to contradict away. Again, understand though, if you are in a relationship, there are going to be societal pressures or judgment on the relationship due to the age gap. The thing is, if it is a strong enough relationship, you shouldn't care. There's a lot of things about societal pressures that are just fucked, and I think people shouldn't bother with. As long as people are happy, it doesn't matter.
Amen. Go get you some.
Yeah.
Boom. We are getting some. We're ready for the next question. I'm in the hot seat for this one. The next question that we have is a question for all. Well, it's a good because everybody answers every question. Good that you said that. If you're in a long-term relationship, what's the best way to get your partner to get better at sex? I got my question using the hashtag TLD67, not 65.
Did you say 65?
Did I say 65? I don't
remember.
It's been on the screen as 67 the entire time. All right. So long-term, what is the best way? Encourage them. Talk about fantasies. Talk about the things you want to do and try. Even if you're in a long-term relationship, it should mean that you've gone into stagnation. Enjoy the moment with each other. Encourage each other to explore and find different things. I feel like Winona is sewing, so I'm not sure she's paying full attention.
I'm paying attention, but I am also sewing because when we make announcements later, I'll explain why. But Mama's on a deadline. I am paying attention. Do not worry. I will give full-hearted advice.
All right. Well, you've been in the big window to answer the question for a good 2 minutes now. So.
No, I haven't. You just added me. That's not true. That is not true. I can attest that
it is not true. I agree.
Thank you.
But do please go ahead and answer.
I will absolutely answer the question. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. So the best way to encourage people to have sex to spice up sex in a long-term relationship. That's hard because I have been in situations.
It's not to spice up. It's not a spice up question. It's to get better at.
Oh, okay. So, because wait, I'm misunderstanding the question now.
The question again, I'll read it in full. Is question for all. If you're in a long-term relationship, what's the best way to get your partner to get better at sex?
Okay. Because this implies that they are not great at sex, or that the person asking the question has discovered something sexual about themselves that they feel that their partner is not providing.
Addressing. Or it may be a stagnation question as well.
Yeah, there you go. Man, that's hard. That's hard. Okay, first of all, I think you need to ask yourself, why do you find they need to get better at sex? Like, is it an issue of like you think they're objectively bad at sex? And if you think that they're bad at sex, why is that? Is it because they're not communicating with you about what it is that you want? Is it that they're doing something you don't like that you're not communicating with them? Like, we can go around and be like, how do they get better at sex? But maybe the question is, how do I communicate to them that what they think they're doing is good but isn't working for me? So perspective shift, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is an answer.
I'm going to take the important word from Winona's answer, communication, and also add that sex is not one person doing something like it's two people together. So if they are not rubbing you the right way, pun intended, you might want to say, hey, this really works for me. And if you're in a long-term relationship and you want to keep it long-term, you need to get over yourself and say those things that you need to say.
Amen.
I think that there is a good thing. Communication is always key in any relationship. I will agree with that. And the thing is, encouragement works a lot better than chastisement in a relationship. So there's always those things to be looking at as well. We're a little slow in getting questions in today, so please, no one has actually mentioned where they're watching from. I can see people are watching. Welcome. And we haven't had anyone even hit like on the video at this point.
I was gonna ask, like, yo, hit that like button. Like, freaking, aren't you supposed to be getting to some subscribers? Aren't we trying to get the algorithm to work for you here? Comment.
I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm wearing a onesie and sewing, and I have my octopus wearing a feather boa, but I showed up.
Right.
I'm here too.
That's I'm going to see what's up with some of our regulars. But let's go with a common question. What is let me actually, I'm going to just grab one from the old dead pile here. All right, that was really all right, these are the old style Love Doctor cards for those who are not familiar, so they don't have the Facebook event on it. So this is probably from about 4 or 5 years ago, and the spelling is quite unique with the last word of this question. What do you think about the sodomy? And they spelled it with an I with a little...
The sodomy.
The sodomy.
The sodomy.
And the I has a little... it's not a heart. Is it a smiley face? It might be a smiley face over the top of the eye.
Oh.
So what do you think of the sodomy? Lady Muffin Stuff, you have the floor.
Well, what I think of the sodomy in the context of how it's written has, we could unpack that for a couple of days with the little I with the heart dotting the I. I think that question answered itself. I think that person is very fond of the sodomy. And I think that's fine. And I think that as long as the act is consensual, safe, and practical, and using all of the necessary accoutrements, i.e. lube, go for it.
All right. I guess this is being thrown at me at this point in time. Again, anything that is consensual between partners, everyone involved, is fine as long as everyone's enjoying it. Again, certain acts, as Lady Muffin just mentioned, require a certain level of preparation, having lube on hand, also learning how to relax, study. Anytime that you're going to be doing something a little bit new in the bedroom, be aware. And when I say study, I don't mean watch porn, because in porn they do it wrong all the time.
No.
Winona.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sodomy is great. I think the sodomy is a great way to connect with your partner. I hate that it's stigmatized as being dirty or gay, as some, particularly men, like to put it. The sodomy is great, whether you're someone with a vagina or someone with a penis, receiving, giving, what have you. And if that truffles your butter, obscure reference, that truffles your butter, sex reference there, fucking go for it. I'm glad someone got it.
All right. We have managed to get at least one more question in. Let's see how that goes. The next question we have is what's your favorite position? I think they might think they're talking to just one person, but Winona, you have the hot seat.
Project manager. That's my favorite position. I love to tell people what to do. Love to be in charge.
Boom.
Minion. I'm very much in charge of everything else in my life. I would like to relinquish those responsibilities when it comes to that.
I just one question. Do you own blue denim overalls?
Yes, do you have yellow face
I do
paint
not.
and goggles?
But I just recently received this pink denim dress that I'm very excited about wearing for the first time. But,
right.
you know.
As this is about a question about love, sex, and relationships, favorite position would be partner, equal partner. How's that? That would be sexually as a fat man who's a little bit lazy, likes to eat, being the bottom of a 69. That is also very handy. And there's a position that I believe is called what is it called? The Venus, not Venus flytrap.
I wish it was
That's a
called the Venus
plant,
flytrap.
Yeah, that's a plant. It's basically I ended up because we got a similar question last week. I described it. It's the woman generally on their back, the man legs entwined, but they sort of at a Y shape. It goes for deeper penetration. It requires less physical effort to get a stronger penetration and speed, etc. When you're ready for speed, you can do nice slow strokes with it as well. Gives you a chance to look at your partner's face and enjoy their entire body as you are sharing sex with one another. And I think sexually that's a pretty fucking nice position.
I'm gonna have
Let
to
me know
look
when
that
you
up
know
later.
the name of that position, because I don't have good space relation in my brain to understand, but it sounds interesting.
We actually got an immediate comment right away. We got a heart as well. Somebody said Venus butterfly. That's the position.
Venus butterfly. Let me just Google that, because I think I know.
Is it like when you butterfly a chicken and you like lay it flat so that it can cook more evenly? Is it kind of like that?
Well, it is a bit more even in the distribution of pleasure. I will state with that. I'm not sure exactly if that is the correct term, but that sounds right to me. And it's the bodies sort of come into a Y shape is what it is. It's almost like it's sort of almost like a doggy style, but on your side with the legs more entwined.
Oh, I get it. Not at all like butterflying a chicken.
No, please, whatever you do not have sex with chickens.
No, and don't have raw meat near you when you're having sex. Don't cross contaminate people.
No, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, please no. All right. Next question we have is: oral has never been my strong suit. My partner tells me it's all right. I feel like I'm letting him down. I know practice makes perfect, but any other advice? All right. Lady Muffin Stuff wants to take this one first. There you are.
Okay, so a while back, I was trying to improve my French vocabulary and reading, but I don't like reading like boring novels. So I found this book called "C'est une façon de le faire frémir au lit," and then they have this really good advice about that. And it was about letting go and about enjoying yourself, because if you're enjoying yourself, they'll enjoy themselves. And so explore. There was a couple of little techniques. Find a book. I'm sure now with the Google, I'm sure there's the electronic version of 101 façons de le faire frémir.
There we are. So there's advice. Could you type that out in chat, and then I can put the title up on the screen?
Absolutely. I probably still have the book, actually.
Yeah, pull it out.
Oh,
Please pull it out. There's enough
Pull it
people
out.
on the planet.
that's not that type of streaming that we're doing right now.
So Winona, your answer to the question.
Yes. Okay. So my answer to this question is find your own style of going down on someone, whether it's a blowjob or cunnilingus or whatever you want to call it. I say this because when I first started having sex, like, and I think this is still the case, but like I was like, oh, I'm gonna deep throat every time I give a blowjob, and that's because that's what he's into, and that's what the hot new thing is. And I would just not enjoy giving oral because of that. I loved the way it made my partner feel, but I didn't like the way it made me feel. And it wasn't until I started seeing other people after that relationship ended that I felt a little more secure and like, you know what, I'm not trying to impress this person. I'm gonna like just do what makes me feel comfortable. And I didn't fucking deep throat every single time I went down on someone with a penis. And I think that helped because I started having a lot more fun being on the giving end of oral sex because I was like, you know what? I can like make noises. I can use my hands. I can like make eye contact. I'm not so focused on like not fucking choking. So I think finding how you like to give head is super important. And a really great way to make someone feel really good, yourself included. Yeah.
I think blowjob is not the right term because if you think of it as a job, I think it's gotten a bad rep.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy yourself.
Samantha Jones.
Do it if you want to. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
Yeah. Samantha Jones on Sex and the City said it best. Honey, they don't call it a job for nothing.
That's the English translation of the name of the book is 203 Ways to Drive a Man Crazy in Bed. If I could add a 204th way, eat crumbly toast. Just eat crumbly toast. That would, I know that drives me crazy in bed. Anything that leaves crumbs afterwards, it's like, all right, you've just ruined the sleeping experience.
Savage.
So remember, please, to get your questions in, go to slido.com. It's TLD67 is the thing. I never answered that question. You know what? If they say it feels all right, then it feels all right. You need to sort of trust them on that. The best way to enjoy performing oral is to do it with passion. And so make sure you're doing it with passion. Find out also, listen to your partner, not just what they say, but how they moan. So depending on how they moan or if their breathing changes in a way that seems positive, then do whatever you just did again. Make note of those things so you can concentrate on the things that are stimulating them in the way that, got a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of that's the moment I want to get for. It is not all about the deep throat. The entire, like the idea of the pepper mill is always a good thing. As you're applying pressure to the shaft. If you're talking about, and it's his partner. Well, okay, they say letting him down, so I'm assuming it is a person with a penis. I may be wrong. Going with the gender of saying him. The frenulum is an incredibly sensitive part of the crown, the head of the penis, the glands. That is a place, if you want to be focusing attention, that you can, and you don't need to be. You don't need to be a rock star there. If you're showing that you're doing it with passion, one of the greatest turnoffs for anyone who has decided to bless me with oral at any point in time has been somebody who says, "Oh, I want to do it," and then their body language shows they don't. For that, just makes me feel guilty, and nothing will make me go softer, faster. So. Well, I'm pretty sure there's other things that'll make me go softer, faster. Like in
I
the
feel
moment.
like I feel like for the show, we really need to get you like a diagram with your branding on it, so you can like point to it with a little laser pointer and be like, "Do this here, here, here."
Here's the other thing. The thing that I think is most important with different partners. I don't know about you. Let's discuss this for a moment. When
Sure.
you're with a different partner, do you like different things?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's being with a different partner is new things to explore, new things to engage in, new things to do. There are certain skills that you can draw from past partners to educate you, but the partner you're with is going to be new and they enjoy different things. And that little combination of working together, the things you like with the things they like, kind of give a new level of sensation. That's why I say it's so important to be listening to your partner, to listen to what they like, to listen to how they moan or what they do, the move, etc. I can always tell I almost broke my neck story again if you want, but there is. Oh, all right, Lady Muffin Stuff has not heard it before.
That's true. I was gonna say she hasn't. I've heard it many times. She hasn't, and it's always fun watching people react to the story.
Should I share it with you?
Does it include clenching thighs? Is that the crux?
That's not the only part to it. I was a much younger love doctor. I was dating a woman who enjoyed jogging quite a lot, who was separated from a husband who had never gone down on her. She married her teenage sweetheart kind of thing, and in doing the right thing, she clenched at one point, but it was such a point that she just did that little, that little when you just do that little twitch that like that.
Oh,
Except,
with those strong jogging thighs of hers.
Right. And I couldn't hear much because of where the thighs were placed, but I did hear the crack and got a pins and needles sensation all down the left side of my body. It went away.
What a way to go. I mean, it's a great story. I'm happy. First of all, I'm happy that long term you seem healthy and, don't have any effects of that long term. But it is worth the discomfort or whatever you experienced at the time to now have the story.
Glory,
N'est-ce pas?
what a hell of a way to die.
Yeah.
You know what? As much as it seems like to die while having sex sounds amazing, it's not amazing for your partner.
That would be so fucking traumatizing. Are you kidding me? The Golden Girls did a whole fucking episode. I think that was part of Rose's arc, that she can't have sex with anyone because her husband died on top of her. And then she had sex with someone else and he also died. So apparently her vagina is just, yeah, it's a powerful vagina.
And I just have to ask this question. Winona, are you wearing a kigurumi?
No, it's not a kigurumi. It's an off-brand cheapo version of a kigurumi. I would love a real kigurumi. If someone wants to buy me a legit kigurumi, hit me up and I will send you an appropriate
Googling
photos.
kigurumi.
They're more expensive than the cheap knockoff onesies. That's why.
They're basically, it's a onesie that are designed to make you look like an animal.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone can dress up like Care Bears if you want.
Exactly. It's like furry adjacent almost, which
Yes.
for me is like a win.
No,
I
there
think
was
and
a brand, a Kigurumi brand store in Montreal pre-pandemic. I do hope that they survived the pandemic and are still there. But we can go with that again. All right, we have some more questions in the chat. Let's bring them up. Is it weird that I find my girlfriend hotter when she is wearing my shirt? You get to answer this question first, Winona.
That is not weird at all. I think women in men's shirts, particularly post-sex, is like one of the hottest things ever. And I think there's something super hot, regardless of gender, of your partner wearing your clothes. Like, if my partner was like, yo, can I try on one of your burlesque costumes? I'd be like, be careful. And then I'd be like, yo, you look real fucking good. So not weird at all. Keep doing it. Tell her how good she fucking looks.
Boom.
yes, adorable. and definitely tell her and maybe give her a little pinch somewhere that she enjoys.
Oh yeah.
No.
Just turns into a frat, bro.
That's a no for you.
It's no, it's not a no. I'm saying it is not weird. The question was, is it weird that I find my girlfriend? No. If this is a person that you enjoy and love, and the fact that they're stripped down to just a simple piece of clothing that actually gives access, that sort of shows their commitment to you in the fact that they're wearing it, that's a hot thing. And
y'all, I'm seeing my partner tomorrow, and it's like this whole talk is gonna inspire me. Just saying.
All right. All right. So there's the Venus butterfly. The name is thrown in there. Can you give flirting tips for someone who is super shy? Yes. There's my answer. Oh no, I should probably expand on that. There is. If you're super shy, here's the thing, that you have the fear of rejection. That is part of being super shy, as you're afraid of being turned down or of being hurt for what you are expressing to someone. Well, guess what? You're pre-shooting yourself down if you don't flirt, if you don't make yourself at least that level of available. So you're shooting yourself down and not even giving that person a chance. And who knows, it'll probably go better than you think. So take the time to express yourself to the person that you're interested in, or at least interested in finding more out about, if I can say that. Did I sound Canadian when I said that? I've been here a while.
You've been here a while. Yeah.
Yes.
We're rubbing off on you. Fun.
Wait.
Oh God, what happened? Did he just fucking like disappear back to Ireland?
I don't know. Maybe
what
he's
happened?
Intimidated by her greatness.
Yes.
No,
oh my God.
I hit the wrong button is what happened. So the question is again, can you give flirting tips for someone who is super shy?
Oh my God, yes.
So to sum it up, I'm saying just go for it, because if you're not flirting, then you're not. Take no for an answer, but if you're not flirting, then you're already shooting yourself down.
It's true. Yeah, building up on that, I mean, practice makes perfect. I find flirting gets a lot easier the more you do it, right? Like, you have to start off being bad at something before you can be good at something. And flirting is a skill set like anything else, and you have to figure out what your style of flirting is. So if you're shy about flirting with one specific person, if you know friends or like people who you feel comfortable even practicing on, or if you even just want to flirt with that person and see how it feels, and then, process that just regardless of what the outcome is, then that's already the first step. And you'll get better the more you practice and the more you do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Brigitte is saying hi to
Brigitte.
Everyone. Brigitte, sorry. Lady Muffin Stuff.
Yes, I have lots of advice for shy people. It was hard for you to tell by how charismatic I am.
Yes.
Gregarious.
Roll 20 on charisma.
But I'm actually quite shy. And one thing I learned was to practice making eye contact with people, just random people everywhere, so that it just becomes a little bit more second nature, and realize that, hey, each time I make eye contact with someone, my head doesn't explode and I don't vanish into thin air, right? And then it graduated to, oh, I see someone that I find interesting. I make eye contact. If they make eye contact as well, then you go ahead with the smile, right? And then you turn away a little bit, and then you just turn back just like a little bit and give them a little smile. And then generally that will initiate, it's sort of like an invitation, If you turn around a second time and the eye contact's still there and you do the second smile, the rest will happen by itself.
Yeah, body language really does help a lot. Like, you want to sit up straight. You mentioned eye contact, smiling. If you can, like, if it feels right, and if the energy feels right, maybe touch their shoulder, touch their arm. Like, don't be afraid to, like, inch a little bit closer. I say this with a caveat because some people do not like that, and it is important to respect their personal space. And if you do that and their body language changes to be more closed off, or they step back, or they get quiet, that is your sign to be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't touch them, and I'm gonna back off, and that's okay.
I also, there's one thing I wanted to mention. Earlier was mentioned, practice makes perfect, but at the same time, that's almost the mantra of those tacky pickup artists.
That's true.
So it's not a numbers game. It's never to be a numbers game. No. Right? You don't flirt with everybody in the bar till, eventually somebody will say yes with that kind. That's a little bit tacky, and it's disrespectful to other people to just view them as a number to get through. So please make sure that when you do, like I said, with oral sex, you want to be doing it with passion. You want somebody that you're interested with. You want to show them that you are interested. You do not want to be overpowering. And as Winona said, if they seem to be closing off, you need to step away and possibly apologize. Say, sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
Exactly.
At that point in time.
Yeah. Practice doesn't mean cross other people's boundaries for the sake of achieving a goal of like getting laid. Like, nah, don't do that. Be respectful. Fucking flirt with people who you genuinely want to flirt with. That's how it works, man.
There we go. And the next question we have here is, I love Sundays with the Love Doctor. Best part of the week. Love from Vermont. Thank you, Vermont, for tuning in.
Thanks, Vermont. Thank you for Ben and Jerry's.
I did. Should I?
Yes, tell the cop story. Tell the cop story. This person is the person who actually inspired me to actually say it before, so they know the Rock of Ages story. I got locked in a quarry, and it could have been for the season. So the police actually tracked down the groundsman who was going on vacation to come and unlock the Rock of Ages quarry, which is a beautiful place. Just to say. All right, just an FYI, in French, an orgasm is called le petit mort, or the little death. Thank you very much for the education. We have bilingual people here. Is there not another name for an orgasm in French? Because I believe there is.
Venir.
Oh, venir, right. Like to come. Yeah.
Venir,
premier.
So it is the verb to come, which is as in English. I have arrived. All right, there is.
I'm arriving. Ooh, I'm arriving.
That was from a movie. It's just it was a very uptight person go, oh, I have arrived.
I don't, but that's very funny.
Was Burt Lancaster in that movie?
No. I believe it may have been a British film. I don't think it was Monty Python, but it was.
Was it directed by Denis Leger? Arrival. No. Get it?
Oh.
Get it? Arrival. Ha 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 ha.
All right. This is not the channel to be talking about it, but I'm excited to see Dune when it comes out.
Yes.
The next question we have is, I connected with someone and then he had to stop for a bit because emotions were confused. His emotions were confused. Now I'm in a good relationship, but the person who left me came back and we became friends. Now he is begging to be with me, even to the point of wanting to be married to me. My feelings are confused. What do I do? Lady Muffin Stuff, you have the first very difficult question.
Run! Run fast. Run hard. That's all I have to say.
Boom. I will almost second that. I would also, if you are interested in this person, you might want to have a deeper conversation as into why they are now interested in you. Is it because of the fact that you are not typically available that it's safer for them to express themselves? And that could be a caveat to let you know that if you did make yourself available to them, that if you were to break away from the relationship you're in. Now, if you're open to being poly and your current partner is open to being poly, then this is not a deal breaker whatsoever. But if you are planning on being monogamous with your partner, or you choose to be in monogamous relationships, then I'm a little worried about that person's waffling. if without finding out more explanation as into why they could not.
Yeah, get the fuck out, or like block this person. Do not engage with them. I appreciate the polyamory solution, but even if you are polyamorous, I personally would not engage with this person because clearly I don't think they have a good sense of their emotions regarding you, and they're now trying to bring you back into their own personal bullshit that they have not dealt with. If someone says that they aren't in the right headspace or emotions to be in a relationship with you and then come back, especially after you've like settled down and are okay, I think that that's kind of rude and crossing a boundary, and I don't like that, and I think you should really make a commitment to cutting this person out of your life. There's no nuance to that argument, but there it is.
All right.
I'm not sure I would say cut them out, but I definitely feel like that person has a lack of emotional maturity. I don't think it's, maybe just saying, hey, I realize I have these feelings for you, blah, 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 but not trying to then have them end the relation. This is not good. We've all either experienced it or seen it, and it never works out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, shut it down.
There is the other thing too. I wouldn't recommend trying to be friends with a person because it sounds very much like one of those type of people that views friendship as a bank. If they put enough friendship coins in, sex will come out. I also want to point out that there is the reverse of that as well. There's people who think being friends with benefit, if they get good enough and more often with the sex with benefits with a person, that eventually a relationship will come out. And you could be just setting yourself up for hurt on that as well. I've put up the link for the anonymous questions once more because I think we have run out of questions on this. So let's make sure we get some more questions so we can at least be going for an hour. I do want to change the bottom. Changing bottoms. All right. The little ticker along the bottom is now showing the link tree, and it's very important. Among the link tree, that's my manager's link tree. Among that, the first thing is buy a drink, and for that, the donation would go to our all donation will split among the three performers you're seeing on screen here, and it's a way to show your appreciation as well as hitting the like button. Hit the like button as well, but also there is a link to the Love Doctor Facebook page, and there you can go and you'll see the post that says which acts you would like to see for episode 69 of the Love Doctor. So we might have a larger cast for episode 69 of the Love Doctor, which is just 2 episodes away. And why we're waiting to see if any more questions come in. I have grabbed a couple out of the old box. Well, that one's dusty. It's
oh wow, that's an old question.
That's an old. It's also a sign that I should probably clean my room a little bit better.
That too.
Your box is dusty. That's a problem for
that is definitely
the
a
Love
problem.
Doctor.
I just got it.
Oh, bless your heart.
I'm sorry. I'm just wondering, if has anyone ever sneezed by going down on a woman?
That must have happened. Like there's hair down
so
there.
I have
it's ticklish.
I have a story. The first time I squirted was whilst receiving oral pleasure from a very generous and talented boyfriend, and it occurred right in his face and up his nose, so there was some sneezing, and I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Neither was he, and we're still great friends even though we are no longer in a relationship, but kudos to that lovely gentleman.
I mean, you squirt up a man's nose, you're gonna have a really wonderful. You're gonna have a good relationship, platonic,
you're bonded
romantic,
for
whatever.
life.
Exactly. You've made a commitment to be in each other's lives, regardless of relationship status.
Beyond the exchange of bodily fluids. Now.
Exactly.
I have a similar story to Lady Muffin Stuff, just sort of being on the receiving end. I just want to clarify that I wasn't the friend involved. in Lady Muffin Stuff story. In
No.
our situation,
Alas.
it was a 69, and it basically felt like I was getting the back of my eyeballs power washed. So it's a lot of people will get a neti pot to clean their sinuses.
It was
Or-
definitely not Lady Muffin Stuff because the 69 just doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I have
Yeah.
attention deficit. I can't do two things at once.
Same. But man, this is just telling me that I need to step up my squirting game because all my squirting stories are boring. It's just me squirting on the bed. That's not fun. I mean, it's fun. It's fun for me. It's not fun for the bed. But like, I gotta get better stories. Clearly.
You've got time.
Thank you.
You have time. I was with somebody who was a little bit worried about the mess that they would leave on the mattress, and suggest that before we were to do much, that I invest in a rubber undersheet, for that, which apparently is for toddlers, but they were no toddler involved. All right, we have.
If we run out of questions, I have some advice for habitual squirters.
Oh, all right. Let's hear that advice right now.
Yeah, I wanna hear
that. Okay.
We are on.
So, if you become what's known as a femme fontaine, what you want to do is you start with an IKEA fitted sheet that is like a protected sheet. Then you put a regular fitted sheet, a second protective sheet, and then a second fitted sheet. You might go for a third depending on how many rounds you go. But here's the thing, is after your play, you take off the fitted sheet with the protected sheet, and you've got a clean sheet. No one sleeps in the wet spot. And you're ready for round 2. If you go 3 layers, you can go round 2, take it off, and then sleep comfortably after your shower. I've got it down to science.
That is some fantastic advice and one that I'm going to share with everyone and definitely use. That's brilliant.
You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
I do like the phrase femme fontaine,
Yeah,
which I
femme
put on the
fontaine.
bottom, for people to learn and think to use. We
That's
have
like a burlesque name almost, femme fontaine.
It could be.
It
Yes.
could be a burlesque name.
it's just that one of those messier type of acts that you need to actually mop the stage after.
Yes, exactly.
If you were a superhero, what would your name and power be?
Femme fontaine.
Hey! And you have
Go to
water
Winona
jets.
first. She's in the hot seat.
This question is so near and dear to my heart because I spent so much of my childhood coming up with superhero ideas and designing superhero costumes. And God, I have so many from my list that I could pick. But like, I'm gonna take the easy way out and say that my burlesque persona is kind of my superhero alter ego, and my superpowers are being a fucking bully and being really mean and really sexy and taking everyone's money. So it's more of a super villain, really, than a superhero. But I stand by my response.
All right, and for those who want to make sure they know all about Winona J. Fox, she has a link tree as well. Winona J. Fox is it's linktr.ee/Winona J. Fox, so you can find out about her and her superpowers. Now, Lady Muffin Stuff, also on Instagram as Lady_Muffin_Stuff.
Can't say I post very much lately, but that's gonna change now that there's a bit more shows happening live because it's more my video than the virtual. Aside from the joke answer of femme fontaine, I've always wanted to have the ability to speak and understand every single language.
That's a good superhero power.
Yeah, and then like so you could like go anywhere and talk to everyone in their language and understand them. So that would be mine.
One of the superpower that I would want, and I do have an anecdote about that language one, is shape shifting for me because you can become anything when you shape shift. if you want to fly, you can become a bird. If you want to become invisible, you can become a chameleon. If you can like change, I was just like the idea of being able to change how I look whenever I want. And I just think that'd be super fucking cool. But fun anecdote about that little language changing thing. I'm a big fan of the original Teen Titans comics, and that's one of Starfire's superpowers is that she can speak any language, but she can only do it by making out with people, which I think is so dumb and so brilliant at the same time because she's a very over-sexualized character, and I love that they added that about her, and that's how she's introduced. She's introduced coming to Earth, not speaking the language. Robin shows up and is like, "Oh man, we can't understand her," and she's like, "Well, all right, you'll do, I guess," and she makes out with him. And then she learns English. And she fights crime. That's how Robin
went through puberty.
That's when his balls immediately dropped.
Now, does this character have to make out with them each time they want to start a conversation?
No,
or
so
they
makes
now
out
forever know it?
Forever know it. She makes out with them once and she's like, all right, cool. I know the entire lexicon. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go. Where else are we going?
Well, it seems like a decent trade-off, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And never once in the comics was anyone shamed her for how many languages she spoke.
That's true. That's true.
I want to point out that is one thing that was done right in the comics.
Hell yeah.
To state. Thank
you, George Perez.
The idea of being able to speak any language, I would like that among my power set. And if I was to take a superhero name, it would be the Cunning Linguist.
Hey.
That's so bad. It's so bad and cheesy. And I'm not sure. Empathy, or in a way to use it to help people, I think would be the superpower I wish I had, and just to make people feel less uncomfortable. All right. So we do have some more questions in. That's a weird way to start a question, but that is the start of the question. To specify, I am non-monogamous, and he had really bad mental health problems previously and did not want to hurt me. Oh, I think we're going about to the person who...
We're going back. We're adding nuance.
Yeah, and did not want to hurt me. What's trickier is that we have everything in common. I said everything to sort of stress the everything in common, and we're very passionate. My current partner is amazing, but our connection doesn't feel as strong. Sorry for the long question. No, long questions and giving us more details give us a better way to answer. At the same time, we are not medical professionals. And I do want to stress that our advice, though it can be good, is for mainly entertainment purposes. You have the hot seat, Lady Muffin Stuff.
I do have the hot seat because I was very loud and vocal about my opinion on that. In the end, the decision is yours. It is your life. If you find out later or realize later that this was a mistake, just trust that you have in yourself what it takes to get over that heartbreak or that mistake. Regardless, every experience will bring you a new set of skills. In my experience and what I've seen in mostly monogamous relationships, so I can't feel I can speak intelligently on your situation, but in the end, the decision is yours. And if it's a mistake, it'll be a mistake that you learn and grow from.
Boom. Well said.
Yeah, that is very good advice. So now that we know that you are non-monogamous, I think I still personally would not seek out this person, regardless of what you have in common. I think when we talk about relationships, is like we have so much in common, then we don't really talk with, like, it's ignoring what it is that we actually need versus what we find like emotionally gratifying. Immediately gratifying is what I meant to say. If you find that you actually do really crave this person, not just on a superficial level, but on a deep emotional level, and you feel like they can bring something to you and that you can bring something to them and some good can come out of that, I think that's really wonderful and it might be worth pursuing. But at the same time, if you feel like it could lead to something really harmful and dangerous mentally, emotionally, what have you, it may be better to sever that tie sooner rather than later. Again, I'm not you. I don't know your situation, but if I can provide a different solution, that is what I would say.
Boom. I think that is a good question. I think you need to speak with your current partner because you are non-monogamous, having them aware of any new partner that you are bringing into your bubble. Bubbles is something we always associate, I think, now with COVID. But when you are talking about health and sexual health, it's something we should also consider when you are being non-monogamous in a non-monogamous relationship. I don't mean to put a stigma to this, but the thing is, you have everything in common. I'm hoping that this is not a manic manifestation with both of you, as in right now it seems so important, and it's so important to pursue. So please protect yourself, protect your partner, and understand that even if you lose both relationships, that does not mean you are done as a human being. There's no such thing as only one person out there for you, or only one strong connection, and if you lose that, you've lost all. That is not the truth. So with that in mind, taking a risk can lead to reward, but being happy with the rewards you already have is not a bad thing either. So that is my fence sitting response on that. So please be careful. We did have a question that did not come in anonymously, so we're very happy with that. Kaya Coco is asking, okay, question for the chat: what is the best relationship you ever had, and what made it healthy and great? All right. I tend to be anecdotal about some relationships. I have, through the tail end of COVID, ended a relationship that was very important to me. It was for over 5 years that this relationship had gone on. We were very different, which I thought added strength to it, because we would show each other new things and enjoy it. The sex was amazing, which is great, but that doesn't need to be a cornerstone of a relationship. But it was one for us, and the fact that we were different, I think, worked, because we got to explore each other's culture, and that. But that ended up being the point that drove it home, or drove a wedge into the relationship, when they felt that I did not experience or appreciate enough of their culture, and they were sort of fed up with mine. So why the relationship was healthy? We're both intellectually stimulated, we were both physically stimulated, and we had the great chance. They supported what I did, I supported what they did, and I think that was a great thing. It was just the pressures over COVID sort of drove a wedge in. Lady Muffin Stuff.
I can't add more to what you just said. I think it was very similar. I would probably add that the most important relationship you're ever going to have is with yourself. So if you're going to have a good relationship with another person, one, you need to know who you are, what you want, and know how to express it, and listen to your heart, as Roxette would say, when she's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going or where you've been. But anyhow, all that being said, listen to yourself. If something doesn't feel right, talk about it, and love yourself so that you can love someone else well.
Hell yeah. I'm going to deviate a little bit. I'm going to say that the best relationship I've had is actually with my dad, which is funny because I'm attracted to older men. So daddy issues, mommy issues, I don't know. No, but also I want to add, I think I think every relationship brings something to you, even if it was a shit relationship. It adds value. And I don't think there's one perfect relationship. I think if you have a good relationship, even when it ends, because all relationships end, whether it's through a breakup or through fucking death. Thank you, Kaya. I just saw your comment. I think, but yeah, even when a relationship ends, like you gain something from that. You gain new perspective from that relationship, and you gain new agency and self-reflection. And I think there's something wonderful and beautiful about that. Yeah.
Boom. I want to. You know what? I've been finding myself writing a lot of stories about my father who has passed on now, because of the various things in his life. There was things about him that was a very simple and straightforward man. There's some things that were very complicated. But before my parents even got married, he got deathly ill. And there's just this one little anecdote I just want to share. He was deathly ill to the point that the doctors, he went from about 200 pounds down to 110 pounds in the hospital. And the doctors came to him. They said, listen, your brother is coming 300 miles from your hometown. Your sister's coming 150 miles from where she's living now. Is there anything that you want us to tell them in case they don't see you? And my father looked at the doctor rather confused and he said, well, if they're coming all this way, I imagine they'll see me. Which I think is just the sweetest level of optimism.
That's adorable.
Or just being a touch dense, which I really sort of appreciate.
I find the two go hand in hand, honestly, and they're kind of admirable.
They are, and I think it's part of what I've inherited from him. And we have a question here. I am dating a burlesque performer, and I am trying to wrap my head around the idea that they have guys oogling them at work. I know she is mine, but is it bad that I am a little jealous? Winona, we'll get to everybody on this, so keep that thought, Lady Muffin Stuff. Winona.
Yeah, okay. So I want to focus on the particular phrasing of the word, I know she is mine. I think that this is a byproduct of your jealousy that you feel a certain possessiveness of your partner. I think that's something you need to unlearn and deconstruct because there's a lot of misconceptions that are fueling this kind of behavior. The first is like, why do you assume that like guys are going to ogle your girlfriend at a burlesque club? It's actually so like, yes, there are men who go to burlesque clubs, but the majority of our clientele are women. And also, why are you only focusing on like men ogling your girlfriend? There are also plenty of women who ogle other women. Why is that different? Let's talk about that. Let's analyze that. Do you not trust your girlfriend? Is that an underlying cause of why you feel this sense of jealousy? Because jealousy is a totally normal feeling, but feeling the need to be possessive or like you're not trusting the other person because of jealousy is not a great thing to do, and it can lead to a lot of bad things in a relationship. So I think your jealousy is okay. I think you need to feel that and honor that. What I don't think is okay is you being like, I know she's mine. I'm worried about other guys around her. Like I think it's time to dissect that and to dissect who you trust and how you view jealousy.
That is a great answer. I just want to kind of add into that. Again, my problem being with the I know she is mine aspect of it. You also know she has chosen you. And that's much more important. You do not need to be possessive. She is not being possessive of you. But if you are in a monogamous relationship, understand that that person has chosen you. And what she does to express her art has no relation on your relationship. It is an art form. Appreciate. And there's certain skills that burlesque performers learn. And there's certain health benefits to being with somebody who is working on choreography and dancing and keeping the instrument of their body in shape, and being with that person. That is going to be a huge plus in any relationship. So be happy for all of that. They have chosen you. So be grateful.
So I won't say she's mine because we've talked about that. I have some really bad news for you, my friend, that your girlfriend or your partner probably gets ogled and grossed out more outside of the burlesque club than she ever does when she's wearing a G-string and pasties. She is being appreciated for her art. She's being celebrated by other women and other men, and just appreciated. But the gross guy at the pharmacy who's going or who's just looking her up and down, and I've had people in the metro on the other side of the dock make vulgar gestures at me when they're leaving, and that male gaze, that grossness is everywhere. And in the burlesque club, she's less likely to face that grossness than outside.
Yeah, and if I can jump on that and like also bring up something that the Love Doctor said, like she chose you. If you're concerned about other men ogling her, I think that's a reflection on how you perceive yourself. I think that an underlying cause is that you don't feel worthy enough to be dating this person. So I think working on your self-worth is a great place to start. And also working on your relationship to feminism and being an ally to women. I think those two are kind of hand in hand in this conversation. And understanding where that comes from inside of you will really help you to deal with that jealousy in a healthier and non-possessive way. So I would work on that.
All right, we have a couple of good comments have come in at the same time. You should consider yourself lucky to be with a burlesque performer. Laugh my ass off. As a dancer, I can say we're so happy to come back home to our partners after work and performing. That is, I've worked in other types of clubs where I have been physically assaulted by females who were there in the audience. So this is not a gender specific problem, though society probably tolerates or encourages it more in men, which is something that we need to all work together to end. Nobody should be touched without permission, and when it comes to ogling, it's mens rea. It's and I mean that as in the legal sense of that. It's of guilty mind, and that is something that should be all of us should keep in check. All of us should look at any time that we do anything that makes ourselves feel guilty, find out why. All right, no one's going to challenge me on that one.
Well, I mean, like if you're a drunk woman at a bar and you think it's okay to touch a burlesque performer because they're also a woman, I got news for you, hon. No, it's not. You're still drunk and touching someone without their consent. We have just don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it.
Right.
I think it's yeah. Go on.
If your partner is a burlesque performer, even if the relationship doesn't last, the glitter will last.
Oh, you will find glitter fucking everywhere.
Years later, we'll have remnants of that relationship to cherish and find it else.
Your chest X-ray will
they'll
look
always
like a
be literally a piece of her with you.
Your chest X-ray will always look like a glitter ball.
You will contract glitter lung.
All right. We have one last question here that we can go to. We've been at this for a little bit over an hour, which is a good length. We'll see if any more questions come in, but this might be our last question before we do a little final interview with our performers. I am a night owl dating an early bird. I want to meet their sexual needs, but 7 a.m. Fuck, they make us 7 in the a.m.? All right. Is hella early. Any advice? Lady Muffin Stuff, you are in the hot seat.
I wake up at 6:30. And so there's probably going to be a moment when your situations collide, literally and figuratively. Maybe the day that you're off, spend the Sunday in bed, doing the hanky-panky when you wake up, eat some snacks, do some more. Work it out or don't.
All right. Winona.
2 options. Get a book on sleep training, like for children. See if any of the tips in there can help you. Option number 2, prep a smoothie the night before with like a little bit of espresso and some pineapple, mango, avocado, spinach, like lots of carbohydrates to get you going. Set an alarm for like 6:30 or 7 a.m. Get the smoothie, drink the smoothie. Don't get back in the bed, or if you're gonna get back in the bed, sit up in the bed. Don't lie back down in the bed because you're gonna fall back asleep. And then when they wake up, you should have all this carbohydrated energy and a little touch of caffeine to get you going. And then when it's over, you can go back to sleep.
I'm going to diverge from the two of you very, very heavily is in the fact that I am a night owl who has dated early birds, and it is one thing to wake up with your partner, with them in the mood early, take care of business before they get up and go get ready, and then go back to sleep. If you don't need to be up early, you can at least be up early to treat them, be it treating them sexually or making them fucking breakfast. You have the chance to go back to sleep. The only conflict might be is you coming to bed late when they wish that you were there earlier. But that is something that you need to discuss and work out between yourselves.
Yeah, I concur. As an early bird, I find it's a great way to start the day. And if you can make it happen, then great.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. We have another question that's come in, so we'll just get into that. Dear Love Doctor, a wise man once said, consent is not just sexy, it's fucking necessary. I wonder who said that. I think there's t-shirts with it. And by the way, the link tree to the store that has those t-shirts is just down below. So do you consent to me thinking about you later tonight? Yes.
Oh, me too.
Everybody gets to answer all the questions. Yes.
Yes. You may put me in your spank bank.
I do not consent to being put in the spank bank unless you tip me. So there's a PayPal link in my link tree. So when you tip me, you can think about me in the spank bank. There's one for the entire
show below as well.
Yes, or if you donate to the show. I love sexy times, but I love money more. I'm like Mona Lisa Saperstein. Money, please. Money, 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 money.
And since we've mentioned your link tree, let's take a little moment. I'm going to bring it back up on screen. What do you have coming up, Winona?
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so I'm doing Vaudeville on Wednesday. It's going to be my first live performance. The Love Doctor's going to be there. I'm doing a new old number. It was a virtual number that I'm putting to stage. I literally got this boa by coincidence that like matches perfectly with it. It's going to make an appearance. I'm so fucking excited. Come, we're sold out. I can't invite you to come see me, but come to another Vaudeville so that I can see you there because I also work the door there sometimes. So boom, so excited.
If
so that's what the sewing is for.
Week. Yes, I was working on a costume piece because I'm performing in 3 days.
Wednesday night at the Wicker Room. So my link tree is down below. Of course, it's my manager's link tree. So he has me on it, but he also puts on a number of wonderful shows, both virtual and in person. So you can come check out all the shows that are there. There's Facebook pages for them as well. The wonderful guests that we have here, Lady Muffin Stuff, which you can follow on Instagram is @lady_muffin_stuff. On Instagram is a way to keep track of what Lady Muffin Stuff has coming.
Yes, absolutely. John Gilbert, a fantastic pianist, and I are currently working on a new songbook and lots of new songs that I've never ever done before, which I believe will probably be starting to showcase with the Vaudeville in the coming weeks. So we'll see.
So
à suivre.
A bientôt. We want to mention that the Vaudeville show is happening at the Wiggle Room. Tickets sell out for it very quickly, so please make sure that you check in. The next 2 shows are this Wednesday. I think is sold out. The next one is not sold out yet, so tickets are available online. The show after that I don't think is online tickets available yet, but keep an eye out so you can see who will be performing. It is a fun show. I'm getting to host it right now, so I'm very lucky. My manager set that up for me. Usually I call him a prick, but I'm happy that he's done that. So this has been our show, Lady Muffin Stuff. Did you have fun tonight?
I had a lot of fun. I was a little nervous. I'm glad it worked out, and I'm learning all about my computer and what I have to do with it. So thank you for that experience.
All right. It's always, as in anything to do with sex, learning how to use the tools makes a difference. Winona.
Yes, oh my God, I had such a fun time, as always. As in the year and a half that I've been on the show, I love every second of it. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
And I thank you both for being on, and thank you for watching. Remember, everyone, I love you all, but I'm a bit of a slut like that.